Hello YouTube, welcome to another first episode of What Are We Scrapping Today? Well, today's going to be a simple little device. It's a Switch-O-Matic box. I just picked this up out of my my work scrap bin. You know, it's very simple. I never took one of these apart before, so I decided to do it. So there are a couple of screws here. This pops off. This is the on and off switch. When this comes off, the inside, this part's metal, this part's metal. There'll be a switch like this in there. It's pretty much all there is to it. Under the switch, well, on top of the switch, there will actually be some of these little screws in these little holes here. These are not, in my case, these are not brass. These are just metal. There'll be some other metal screws holding this part down to the box. Those are just regular metal. So if you bash this plastic bit apart, you will find, the piece for the rocker action. There are two small, very small brass pins that went in there to control the leverage. And in these here are these little, plates that push up and down for the circuits, for the contacts. The whole thing, I think they're copper. They are probably silver coated copper. These are copper, and there'll be these little tiny tabs on the other end. You can easily cut them with a pair of cutters. I don't know if you can see that copper color there. So these are also copper. And on the end, you also have these copper bits with which these little screws here were screwed into. So these are copper. So all this is copper. It's not much. You also get a little tiny piece of cast aluminum that was here, screwed in there to the side right there, for actually holding the wires in when they come up from the bottom here, right there. So all in all, if you have it, scrap it if you can find it. But I mean, don't do a special trip to try to scrap this, because I mean, this is just your copper. And here, I mean, this copper, this aluminum, this copper coated coating that's on top of here, even though it is silver, this would go for number 2 copper, because I mean, here and where I live, they wouldn't separate this at all unless you had a big bunch. I'm gonna just throw that in number 2. These have no solder or anything on them, so these would probably be number 1. And then you have a piece of cast aluminum right there, and then these couple pieces of small, little tiny pins of brass. So I mean, if you see them, if you happen to come across them, take them apart. It's just a little bit of copper, probably worth, it only took me about 2 minutes to tear into this. So yeah, but I mean, if you're looking to make a profit in a hurry, definitely not a good idea. If you have 5 minutes, I picked it up. I knew it wasn't going to be worth it. I just picked it up because I was curious to see what was in it. So if you have any questions, please comment, like, and subscribe.